Hello everyone! Welcome to day 1 of Low Ink April 2021. I am Krakenmare, joined by Sayo. How are you doing today, Sayo?
I am doing absolutely fine. Thank you so much for introducing me as well. Yes, Low Ink day numero uno is on the way. We have some exciting matches and some exciting days coming up this week, and we are actually I'm quite hyped for this month's Low Ink. I hope it will be more exciting. It will be more exciting than last month. I am still a bit traumatized though from last month, for those people who doesn't know. There was a grand finals that was quite interesting with a German team, me as a German commentator, that's why I'm a bit traumatized, with the German team dropping mid-grand finals, so yeah.
Well, let's go before we start our next match here. Our first match. Let's go hop into who we have. We have Booyah X versus Unlimited Woomy United, sporting the Uwu tag. So Uwu is here versus Booyah X. Do you see any names you recognize here, Sayo?
Not from my side. I mean, I think that I have seen Booyah X in Low Ink before, but I'm not really quite sure about that. Probably it's gonna be the first time I see both teams in action, so I'm pretty much excited about this matchup.
Alright, since we're running low on time here, we're gonna quickly go over our first map, and we are gonna be going on Black Belly Skate Park Rainmaker. Ooh, we are starting off with an exciting map. This is a map that can go quickly from 0 to 100.
Yeah, I was playing a tournament on Sunday, and it really went extremely quick. So you really have to watch out that you don't get over one in the first minutes. So presence is ultimately important here. And Booyah X gets the first pop, but however, both teams are trying to test each other in a bit of a passive way, just a little bit of touch and go here. And although the first pick has been for Booyah X now, and they're going quite aggressive there. Waymaker has already been picked, and that is what I meant. Although it's a 2v2 situation, but really trying to push the Waymaker over the right side, and the Scripper already having a good pick there as well.
Yeah, it's a good start here, and the exciting part about Rainmaker is how fast it can go, and they quickly, start getting points there, but teams come out and respond very quickly. Something I do want to point out is just the weaponry. I mean, look, we have quite unique weaponry choices here. The things like the Swiffer, not crazy, but in combination with things like a Luna Blaster and a Kenza Dualies here. Wow, an exciting thing. That's something we kind of talked about in TG last night on stream, was that you could have some unique weaponry when you watch Low Ink. So it was quite exciting here. If you've never watched Low Ink, definitely got to come out and watch. Just sometimes for the weaponry and how the teams play. Sometimes they bring some unique stuff that you just don't see at the higher levels in combination, and sometimes it works amazingly well, or it has the potential to work amazingly well. And sometimes just going back to these lower level people that are just having fun and picking weapons that they enjoy, you can learn a lot and think about the game. So yeah, 3 minutes in the game and just a small amount of points here for the side of Booyah X, getting it down to 69 remaining.
Which is why I love Low Ink, which is why I love commentating Low Ink. The weapon comps are so exotic. In the higher level, you see a K-Gull here, a K-Gull there, and in Low Ink, there you see all kinds of weapons, all kinds of weapons the teams have prepared for, and yeah, it can work. And this is why Low Ink is so exciting to watch and to commentate. But as we are talking about comms, there is a wipe now for the Uwu gang here, for the ultimate Woomy United. There goes the Booyah Bomb down as well, and they're pushing over to the right side as well. However, the pick goes onto the Waymaker there, only on 84 points. Booyah X stopping the Waymaker quite in time, 84 to 69. Nice, but it's still very even on both teams though.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, you don't see Rainmaker on Black Belly as defensive as this is. Both of these teams right now are having great defenses, you know, staying alive or keeping a few members alive, or at least when they are going multiple down, they're kind of staggered. Enough time that gives themselves to push forward and get on the defensive side. So right now, this is one of the lowest scoring Black Belly games I've ever seen. I've been a part of one personally where the highest score I think was 29. So it's really rare to see this on Black Belly, and this is just amazingly fun to watch. And we have an opportunity here. Uwu Gang going to try to push up here, multiple members down. If Cat can leave an opening, then they will with that baller. They're going to take a small lead here, all the way down to less than 30 remaining, and that's a huge push finally happening with only about a minute remaining in this match.
That was a beautiful push as well. The baller also painted for the Waymaker as well. Good pick onto that Booyah buff as well. Oh, that was a huge pop there for Booyah X, and now they're going full send into the left side, into the pipe side, and now they're trying to overtake the 23 points. However, they have snap bombs that are stopping them from pushing for now. 45 seconds remaining. And it's really quite close. However, the ultimate Woomy United got the better push here. That was really darn important here in Black Belly's game. But there is a trade again with that stamp. Completely got annihilated here from that Squiffer. And it is really exciting right now. And another good pick here from the Squiffer. Popping off right now, 15 seconds left, and I think the Uwu Gang trying to play it a bit passively as they got the lead. The Waymaker is a bit inside, oh, but it gets flanked! It gets flanked, the Waymaker's got picked, and we're going safely into the overtime with Booyah X trying to send it in.
All right, here we go. They have one opportunity to push here. Cat coming in with that baller, trying to make something happen and going to get popped. Able to throw a bomb down, which is going to slow him down even more. Just the Squiffer remaining. Can the Squiffer get the pick? No! Booyah X is going to win this in overtime after an amazing triple. And wow, Booyah X there just getting that victory with just so little left. Whew! This is why I love low ink, and this is why I love Rainmaker. It's honestly the best mode as a spectator to watch.
That was a beautiful flank that started it all. The Uwu was trying to play it a bit passively, trying to get the Waymaker safe. However, trying to play it safe in the middle while the pipe literally exists for flanking is quite risky. And now we have seen why. And Booyah X just went full send in and was pushing it over the right side again, which has a lot of even terrain, and you can just send it in, and that's what Booyah X did, and that's why Booyah X is leading 1-0 now.
Credit to the staff team here. They picked a good one here to start us off. It was a really close match, and one or two things go in a different direction, and Uwu has that game 1-0. But the reality is Booyah X is up 1-0 now, and we're going to be going into tower control Snapper Canal. What do you think is the main point on this one here, Saya?
Generally in tower control, especially in checkpoints, you want to hold a special position so the checkpoint can go around there safely. What I can expect is if there is an Elite, the first checkpoint might be a bit of a nuisance because the Elite can snap the first checkpoint of a snipe already. Second checkpoint, you surely want to have to keep the plat or the hill in check. Third checkpoint will be hard as hell because you have to defend their own base, the opponent's base. But nothing impossible here if you can get pick after pick after pick, and if you can keep the respawning staggered for the opponents, you can actually make tower control Snapper Canal your game. But let's see how both teams are going to perform here. Oh, goodness me, we see a double blaster over here.
So I think Uwu here, they're definitely going with a lot of blasters. The big thing here is they're going to have to be able to put down that paint. So that splash is going to have to be really dedicated to painting, or Booyah X is going to have an easy victory here because they have a lot more paint. I mean, look at that mini. The 52, which just got a painting buff. And you have the N-Zap as well, which is a great painter. So the big problem here is for Uwus, they're going to have to get tons of kills, and the Splash is going to have to focus on paint if they want to have an opportunity to win this game. And right now, Booyah X is getting the picks and the turf, and they're already at that first checkpoint, but they are going to be contested with all those blasters.
Yeah, the blaster on tower control is literally pretty darn important. I know in our German league we have a commentator that always says, yeah, on tower control you have to play blaster, and probably they have seen it, and that's why they say, okay, if we have to do a blaster, we just go with both blasters here. However, the Yubo gang going with a huge double here from the Splash Show, trying to hold one of the position I was talking about before the game. Lead has been taken. It's, by the way, the V Splash Show with Toxic Mist and the Inkjet. I really approve. And now we're moving on to the second checkpoint where you have to hold the hill and probably the left side a bit as well. However, 2v2 situation, and the tower is retreating to the 0 point as well. However, Uwu with a huge lead with 1 checkpoint, but it's only a small checkpoint, so for Booyah X everything is possible still.
Yeah, still a lot of time on the clock here. You know, about 3 minutes remaining, a little bit over 3 minutes. You have plenty of time to push forward, and they have themselves an opportunity to get some points here. Oh, Cat able to get one. Gonna push that tower. Inkjet coming out to support. So it's a good opportunity here for Cat and gang here to go ahead and get this pick. They don't get the pick, but they do force the jump out and allow themselves to get a good amount of paint. I kind of mentioned a little bit before, the Splash had to really focus on paint, and we saw that, you know, about 30 seconds ago when they were pushing previously. We saw that Splash really focusing paint until they popped that Inkjet. So they're doing a nice balance right now. They're doing what they have to do with this comp, and that's something I love to see from these lower levels. Of course, you know, a little bit of a unique grouping of weapons, but they're able to make it work, and they know what roles they need to do, and it's just coming down to execution. And in the first game, Uwu almost had it, and in this one right now, they have the lead here with about 2 minutes remaining, and Squiddy and the rest of their team are just trying to get paint and just try to beat down the weakness that Uwu's comp has.
Also quite interesting that I see a V Mini from Booyah X. In general, I played with my former teammate before again, and a V Mini is suitable for splat zones, but I've never seen it on tower control. But this is really interesting. First checkpoint has been passed. However, a 2v4 situation, Uwe defending it pretty well, and now the tower goes again to the base of Booyah X. Uwutsi has armor ready, used it as well, trying to push it up a bit now. However, I think both teams trying to stay it safe. However, the Booyah bomb from Booyah X, what a coincidence, getting into there. Cat gets the blaster kill here, and all of a sudden, from a 2v4 now turns into a 2v4 here. Whoa, that is really a back and forth here between both teams, and now the Waller getting engaged as well. There is the Booyah bomb coming from 269 as well. Axiom is down, and the K-Pro just cannot bank the splat in. Now it can, and that looks like a huge push. This is probably going to be the lead as they get into the second checkpoint. Lead is taken. Cat takes a little bath here, and that looks like a huge offending act they have to pull out now, because it's 20 seconds remaining and they have to get 3/4 of the checkpoint.
Yeah, I mean, that's a huge push. Again, Booyah X coming in clutch at the end, and this will look like be the end of the game. Uzi is not going to be able to get to that tower, and they go down just to solidify that. And again, Booyah X, they come in at the end and get the victory Uwu controlling most of the game, and then Booyah X just comes out like, yeah, all right, we're gonna go ahead and close this out, in the last minute or in overtime in that last game. Like, if you look at the scoreboard, it's actually quite close in terms of KA, and on top of that, like, I really think honestly Uwu had the majority of that game. They had control for most of it, and the few times that Booyah X tried to push, Uwu did well at taking down the members of Booyah X, and now going into this third game, you wouldn't expect it, but Booyah X is up 2-0.
Yeah, but in Swiss stage, it is a play all three, and even though you may wanna ask, why do we have to play another game if the set is already decided? That one game can actually be a decisive tool for tiebreakers at the end of the Swiss stage. So fighting here until the bitter end is pretty utterly important in the entire tournament. And I'm pretty sure that Uwu will come back in Clamlet Sturgeon Shipyard. As you have said, Uwu dominated this game pretty much. However, it's the domination was not that big, because if it really was a domination, the tower would have been at 30 or 20 count. However, Booyah X really did a great job and held back Uwu's domination and got the last push into the perfect time that Uwu had to give the lead in eventually. And that in a really, really unfortunate time where only 20 seconds remained. And Booyah X got the set, but not the entire set still. Uwu can still fight for 1 point over here.
Yeah, you kind of mentioned how important these points are going into Clamlet Sturgeon Shipyard. They can make the difference whether or not you make a bracket to begin with, especially if you're kind of on that border area, going about 3-3. Or if you are, it could decipher whether or not you go to alpha bracket, beta bracket, or gamma, up or down if you can get these extra games. So just because you lost 2-0 does not mean you need to give up. And if you're winning 2-0, you need to go ahead and still secure that third game, because those points matter. And right now it looks like Booyah X knows that this matters, and they take an early lead. It's most likely going to be here with Power Clam ready, and a lot of additional follow-up clams with that junior having 6. And the pro, I think, had some more, but also goes down, so maybe they won't quite score just yet. As 3 members go down, yes, Uwu does not allow them to score, and they're going to take full control here and potentially score themselves, as they have the clams to do it.
Yes, and particularly both teams now playing full aggressive, no backliner here. There goes, oh my god, the bubbles was on point there. However, the Splat Bomb has prevented the F-Core from scoring, and now only 77 points. That was a huge defense here from Booyah X, despite the circumstances here. And Uwu, that was a great offense, but Booyah X had the respawning in their favor. They respawned just in time to prevent the F-Core from scoring. Oh goodness me, that was a great shot here from the Swiffer. Trying to get some more over here, however gets engaged by the K-Pro. No, by the K-Gal, I'm sorry. And the Tetra, it's really a back and forth here. One squid dies after another. Booyah X now scoring, however, for no avail here, because the push is over before it even began here. Uwu defending that push, and Booyah X only with 80 down here.
I have to give credit here to the Tetras. The Tetras single-handedly saved their lead. Getting the Power Clam person down and slowing down that second person, that's huge. As much as they didn't necessarily defend it from 0 score, they held it long enough that the other team members couldn't come in and follow up. And Cat here is going to be under the basket. This is a huge opportunity for big points. They're going to get 2 down. Can they make it 3? They're going to make it 3. This is a full wipe. Look at all these clams going in, and there's more clams sitting there next to him. Down to 50 remaining. and more coming. I believe they have that power clam potentially at a spawn. I don't think they're gonna get it in time. I don't think Cat's gonna maybe get there. No, just a little bit short, and that could have been a big opportunity there because that power clam was picked up. So if they score that extra little clam or two, they jump in and score another 20 points on top of that, most likely, and this could be, you know, under 30 points remaining. But still, not a bad push here, getting it to 50 points remaining, and that's a decent task to beat here. That is more than 2 full power clams for Booyah to beat them and get the lead.
Although we have seen in the previous 2 games that Booyah has the skill to come back into this into a game nicely, and we may even see how. Now goes the clam in, and we are down to 49, and ooh, that was really close here from Axiom with the Tetris. However, it gets down as well. They got down to 34. Booyah X has retaken the lead in Sturgeon Shipyard. The Splat Bomb finishes off the Capo as well, and that is a huge push here from Booyah X that took the lead for them. And however, it is still Clamblitz, and it's even Sturgeon Shipyard, so you really have to watch out that you won't suffer a huge push like right now here. There goes Bubbles in as well. Oh, there's Super Clam is even at the bottom here. One Clam secures the lead, and it does. There is the Super Clam crashing into the basket as well, and there is the KO! The clams just went from nowhere into the basket, and that secured Uwu. Even though they lost the set, they got a huge point for the Swiss stage. So that was a great game here from Uwu, and that was actually a great game from both teams because they really gave nothing out of their hands, and Uwu just crushed that push, just crushed that last push with the bubbles. That was absolutely strong, and with the baller, that is a real huge Clamblitz game maker here.
Honestly, wow, I'm surprised there. Booyah X just left too much time on there for the side of Uwu to come back and get that one. You know, they were closers in that last 2 games. You know, in the last 20 seconds or overtime, they managed to get the victories. And in this one, the Clamblitz, they kind of pushed around the 1 minute mark, or actually a little bit before that. And you know, about to call them the closers here and closing out these matches, but that one they went a little too early and it cost them and allowed Uwu to come back and get that victory, and especially making it a KO, so an exclamation point on that victory. But wow, that was quite an exciting one, Sayo, for this first round.
Definitely. That last push from Uwu was too overwhelming to Booyah X to defend, so no blame for them. That was absolutely magnificent from Uwu at this point. But yeah, that was just round 1, and as Swiss stage goes on, many more teams are gonna be paired up with the same strength, with the same skill, and I'm pretty darn sure that we'll have a great time together here in the next 5 games.
Alrighty, before we go to break though, we want to give a shout out to Cloudburst, which is going to be Endgames TV's next open entry tournament. Practice the 19 maps for competition over the next 2 weeks, and then play in a 1-day event, which will be on May 2nd. It's offering group stages, and then they're offering a group stage to see how you fare against a variety of opponents and amateur brackets after groups play concludes. Make sure to join them at the Discord and their Smash GGs. The links will probably be posted here in a moment in the chat. And Cloudburst, yeah, they have the amateur bracket, so even if you are low level, you know, maybe a low ink level, or even below low ink level, honestly, you know, maybe a casual, make sure to come in and play Cloudburst, because you can then move on to the next day, potentially. I don't know how many brackets they're doing. I don't know if they're doing everyone in the bracket. I'm not quite sure on that one. But they're going to have some lower level brackets, so even if you aren't at the top make sure to go play in these big events, and they're a lot of fun. And as a player that has played in a lot of these events similar-ish over the years, I enjoy them, and they're about the experience more than necessarily just about winning.
Yeah, a tournament for every level. It's pretty great to play in, and you get a lot of experience in it as well. So make sure to check it out. Cloudburst from Endgame TV starting at Sunday, May the 2nd at 12 PM ET and at 6 PM CEST. And the link is smash.gg/cloudburst. There you can find all information, sign-ups and stuff, rewards as well. And yeah, we are doing a short break, and then we're gonna see each other again in round número 2.
Welcome back to Low Ink April 2021. Man, whew, time's flying, almost at 2020. Who knows what day of the year or what day of the year it is, what year it is anymore. But we're going to be going to the next match because we know which one that is. Shiverme Inklings versus Dark Rain. Theo, do you know anything about either of these teams?
I think that I have commentated Shiverme Inklings on, I believe it was February, because I set out March as a commentator, and the last time I think I commentated February with Shiverme Inklings. I believe it was with Lancer. So I might know a bit of this team. However, I may have forgotten, and it has been 2 months, so probably Shiverme Inklings had some comm changes as well, maybe some roster changes. So, as always, I'm pretty much excited what both teams are gonna bring us today. Dark Rain is actually the first time I'm gonna commentate them, but what I noticed is that as we can see at the clan tag, I think Kiot is subbing in for Geeks from Geek Squids, which also.
Yeah, I believe you're right, but they're not in right now, I believe. So,
okay.
Throw that out there.
Yeah, I just saw that in the roster. So.
Yeah, but we're gonna be going to the maps because we're getting low on time here. We're gonna be going to Splat Zones on Starfish main stage as our first map in mode. I think this is a fun one here. It's a little bit of a back and forth one with a kind of an elevated zone area, and if you try to contest it, you're in a lot of danger here, Sayo.
Definitely. However, Splat Zone on Starfish main stage, I have commentated a lot of games onto that map mode. And it can really be a back and forth, and oh wow, okay, that's the first time I'm gonna see Twice-Losher Novo again. That is going to be interesting. Also a 49.9 on the K-Pro and a 33.3 on the CDS, so it's really a powerhouse here coming out from the Shiverme Inklings, and they really have to watch out that they don't step into some sort of ink, because then you might be a 2-hit or a 3-hit against the CDS.
Yeah, and mind you, the Pro also, can up its damage with a little bit of main power up. So if not just the CDS you need to watch for, you also really got to watch out for that K-Pro as well. Notorious for how much damage it can do and how many people it can take down. So it isn't just the CDS we got to worry about here if you're on Dark Rain. But the big thing is right now, Dark Rain manages to take a huge lead as we are chatting about weaponry, down to 37 remaining, but finally going to lose control at the 4-minute mark to Shiverme Inklings, who may not hold this for too long here, Sayo.
Yes, Shiverme Inklings has recapped the zone though. However, on defense, the Dark Rain is already positioned. However, the heavy gets quite pushed back a lot, and okay, that was a huge win. That was a huge engage win here from the Twice-Losher. However, it gets traded though, and it looks like that Dark Rain has a huge opportunity right now because of that huge lead, and Shiverme Inklings can come back eventually now. However, it is still a huge lead. However, it's still Splat Zones, and it's still Starfish main stage. So one wipe can actually suffice into a huge lockup project here from Shiverme Inklings. So we really have to wait and drink some tea until something really comes up for any of those teams. Oh, that was a splat ball.
Yeah, I mean, look how back and forth the zone has been. Bam, back again. I mean, those last 30 seconds, I think that the zone probably switched almost 10 times, and it switches again. I mean, every time a Booyah Bomb comes out, every time a Rain comes out, anytime any special comes out, the zone is being flipped. It's going to probably flip again here with this Booyah Bomb. It'd be surprising if not, and it does. Again, another flip. Look at all these bombs coming out from the side of Dark Rain. They're trying to flip it back to the other side. I mean, nobody's gaining any ground really in this game because everyone just flips back and gets a little bit of a penalty on themselves. And we might see another flip. Dark Rain with the Booyah Bomb and painting it again. Flips. Oh my god. I mean, we're probably, what, nearing 15 flips in the last minute. That is crazy amount of flips for a game as short as this one, and especially in that short amount of time. And again, it was neutralized for a moment, and Dark Rain gets to cap it back though, and a Booyah Bomb. Oh, he can't stop talking because it just flips back and forth.
Flip Nation here right now. However, they throw all the specials, all the subs, all the mains in the zone, which is probably pretty damn important. There goes another Booyah Bomb, and there is going to be another flip, isn't there? And
yes, oh my god!
It is. I think we should really count the flips in here. There goes another Booyah Bomb. Clam gets down, and that's another flip over here. It is really a back and forth, and this is why Splatoon is so much Splatoon over here. Although they got the cooldown points down though, so if they can overtake the Booyah, no, they can't. This is another one.
I mean, this is crazy. I'm serious. This is maybe one of the most flips I've ever seen in a game, and definitely for sure the most I've ever commentated. This is crazy, the amount of flips, and it looks like Shiverme Inklings is finally going to be able to hold it for an amount of time. They won't get the lead, though. It's going to flip again. It's flipped again. 40 seconds remaining, 1 point meme. They're going to be short. Dark Rain holds it with 30 seconds remaining. They're going to start eating it out of their penalty because nobody has any penalty points because everyone held it for at least a little bit of time back and forth. The Booyah Bomb is not going to be enough to flip because Shiverme Inklings was not there to push up with it. And Dark Rain is still continuing to count this down. And the zone might flip again. No, I don't think it's going to flip this time.
Oh my god. That is...
This was crazy. It almost flipped again. That thing was basically neutral at the end. I'm looking back at the replay. I mean, it was a little bit more paint on there. I mean, another shot and that thing goes neutral at least. Oh man, that was crazy. I hope somebody in their free time here just goes back and counts how many flips we had. We were just, that was crazy. That was amazing. We're trying for the record for the most amount of flips of a zone without attempting to just flip it back and forth. Wow. Whew, that was a fun one to watch.
I think the entire game just was about how often the zone is about to flip or is flipping. That was, oh my goodness, I never had a game commentator that has so many zone flips, and yeah, as a commentator you just can't get out. There is one flip after another and you just can't get to a stop. So yeah, I totally feel you here. But this time we do not have splat zones right now. We have Rainmaker on Humpback Palm Twig, which is also going to be a really interesting map mode combination here. There are only two ways to push in. One is from the left flank side and one is from the white block side. But I think we are going to see more pushes from the white side here, because you have so much paint and yeah, so much room for a push here. And pushing over left might be a bit risky because you have to swim up that block and have to survive the ground as well. So yeah, it's probably going to be a white side game here at this moment. But lowing is not lowing if we don't have any surprises here.
Yeah, you're right. I'll tell you what, though. I'm still smiling about the zones game. I mean, that was fun. But yeah, Rainmaker Humpback Pump Track. It's such an exciting one. And this is one where if you can get around those choke points, though, you can get massive amounts of points very quickly. The big thing is worrying about either the left side. If you're defending, you know, the left side here, that's a huge choke point. A lot of teams take it around that side because it gets a little bit of a wider area to move. But don't forget about the other side, because that wall, if you can get up to the top of that wall, that's a huge amount of points in just a short little area. And it's hard to pull off, but if you can, it definitely can pay off very quickly. And if you do it when your opponent isn't ready for it, like I said, you can easily get it down to 20 points remaining or less in a blink of an eye.
Yes, and we are on the way on Waymaker. Humpback Palm Track Stingray is ready already. Okay, it's a Sea Jet. What a surprise. However, yeah, it's a bit touch and go on both teams. Neither of the team is pushing in really hard. They try to get a bit of a situation ongoing. Inkjet pulling. Oh, that was pretty darn close here. However, the Nautilus gets down by Davey from the dark rain over here. And in general, now Shiverme Inklings kind of struggling to get a situation going. However, they picked up the Waymaker, so they're probably ready to put. There is a Stingray battle going on. Who is going to win that Stingray battle? And okay, that got interrupted by the Slusher, I believe. It's a 2v1 situation though. The K-shot is not there, but has managed to catch the Waymaker in time before more of the damage could be done. And that is the end of the push right now, but 56 points is pretty much... It is a good push, however, it's not the world, especially not on Humpback Palm Track.
Clem just clutched that. I mean, that if you let them get away, they're probably down to 30-ish remaining before that heavy could finish them off. Probably going to be a position where you could defend well enough and win off that push. But just 56 remaining, it's not impossible to win with that, but Shiverme Inklings definitely will want to have to push forward with that. And they do have an opportunity now. Specials coming out. The Rainmaker actually was quite vulnerable there, but the player didn't end up going for him. They ended up falling back, trying to save their life, and I think it pays off here because their entire team stays alive while the enemy team goes down all four. And this is now an opportunity, and they're going to push down this other side. Oh, they tied the score! They tied it! But the big thing here in Splatoon is you cannot tie score. If you tie it, it automatically gives the lead to the person, or the team, excuse me, that had it first. So they tied it, it went down to 56 remaining, but then their score goes back to 57 because of that. But it doesn't matter because Dark Rain follows up that push and gets it to the wall. I don't think they quite made it up the wall. I couldn't quite see there for a minute because it was just such a quite short area. Yep, they made it up the wall, and they get it down to 37 points remaining, and that's a pretty tough thing to beat on this map without getting a complete wipe at one of those choke points. So Shiverme Inklings has a lot of work to do with about 2 minutes remaining, but they give themselves an opportunity by getting multiple down on the side of Dark Rain.
Yeah, the first come, first serve rule here in Splatoon. However, it didn't matter because Dark Rain has pushed the Waymaker up to 37 points from that left side push. And yeah, Shiverme Inklings with 2 specials ready, Ink Armor and Stingray. They might have an opportunity now to push in. Ink Armor now has been deployed, and however, they cannot get a huge push right now because Nautilus is still at the middle side here. In general, Dark Rain doing a really good job here defending this thing because they stay so compact and so defensive, but not too passive to make that defending work done here. There goes the Stingray from Monu. However, no pick has happened there. But Shiverme Inklings running down on time. 3v3 situation now, and ooh, the heavy quite aggressive here, gets a pick there as well. But like I said, the time is running out.
If you're going to play aggressive and heavy, you better get those picks, and they do that quite well here. And knowing that they are a little bit outnumbered, they fall back smartly, able to get the pick that got their teammate. So I think that's a worthwhile trade. Every trade right now is in favor of Dark Rain because they have such a lead right now with 15 seconds remaining. Another 1-to-1 trade goes on. 10 seconds remaining. Shiverme Inklings does pick up the Rainmaker. They have one opportunity. The Stingray battle. And it looks like Shiverme Inklings wins, but the Tri-Slosher wins the game for them. And this will be a 2-0 set right now for the side of Dark Rain, securing the victory in this round. But Shiverme Inklings definitely wants to play for that game 3, as we saw in that last round. you can win those game 3 even if you've lost the first 2.
And that game was pretty close as well. Okay, the scoreboard looks quite in favor for Dark Rain. However, it was just a minimal thing. So in Waymaker, only the push counts, and Shiverme Inklings actually had a good opportunity to push it in if Clam didn't have catch the Waymaker in time. That could have been a huge pop off here for Shiverme Inklings. However, now we have tower control on Manta Maria, and yeah, first checkpoint you might want to hold on to the left and the bunker. Second checkpoint definitely is the elbow key, the elbow where you can enter to the street directly. And third checkpoint you have to, like in Snapper Canal, you have to defend their entire base to get the KO done. But in Manta Maria, you can be quite aggressive, and you can even lock them out as well. If you manage to go through the grid, you can cause huge damage to the defense system.
Alright, we're going to be delayed just a little bit. We're going to have a little bit of substitute. I think we're having the Geek Squid player come in, as you mentioned him previously. So, we're gonna have a little bit of fun in this one, going into Manta Maria on tower control, and it's an exciting one. I think this is one where if you know what you're doing and you take control of the key points here, I think it's a little bit more important to control a few key points on Manta Maria than maybe some other ones. And if you do that successfully, I think you're able to get the victory.
It doesn't even have to be all the key points at a time to push a tower. For checkpoint 1, for all checkpoints, you only have to hold a certain point for the checkpoint to go through without any other circumstances, like an Eliter or a long-range weapon like a Sea Jet or a Stingray. So if you have an Eliter, there might be a chance that you have to hold other positions as well, like for example the elbow on the side here, because the Eliter can snipe through there. Top left might also be a nuisance for the first checkpoint because of the long range weapon and high ground. So yeah, for frontliners, it is really a challenge nonetheless, especially that second checkpoint, where you, of course, if you reach the second checkpoint, you can take control of the elbow entirely, given that no one of the opponents is already there. But Manta Maria is really short and really tricky to play on, so both teams will have a challenge with the map as well here.
Yeah, I think so too. And the big thing, you kind of went over a little bit of those key points. You know, in your first checkpoint when you're pushing forward, you gotta watch the top left, of course, for any ranged weapons, and their bunker. If you control those two locations, the first checkpoint's quite easy. The second checkpoint is the hard one, of course, and the big thing is controlling the ramp. So, you know, you can jump off the tower and get on that ramp, or you can flank around from the left side. If you control that location there, you're usually able to control the area around it, like the street, because you have kind of the high ground there. So that is the key location for checkpoint 2. And then checkpoint 3, it's kind of course, the ramp as well, and then kind of the grading around there. Those are the key locations that you got to hold if you really want to do well on Manta Maria and get through those checkpoints. But the big one is just really getting through that second checkpoint. The first one you can kind of get away with usually pretty easily. That second checkpoint is just so difficult to hold for a long time. And if you're able to do that, usually you can snowball to the third checkpoint and potentially to a victory.
Yeah, top white onto in the third checkpoint. Top white can also be a huge danger because it has high ground, and if you get pressured from the front side, you can easily get flanked from the right side as well. So you really have to hold the key positions, even if you aren't there. But having an inkjet or some special weapon that can hold a position even for a short period of time, it might be a huge game breaker here. But as we can see, there is alrighty, we have a C-Jet coming out for tower control, and yeah, the Dark Rain going full send here with no backline.
Yeah, I think that's actually a good play here on this map. You really have to play quite aggressively. It's a little bit different than other tower control maps where you can kind of play a little more passively. This one, I really think you have to play aggressive, and it's one of the few tower controls like that. I'm really actually glad to see them not go any backline. It's not paying off right now, but if once they kind of get the wipe, and they do that right now, they can kind of push to that top left very quickly and potentially push really far forward. And look at this. You already see the junior top left. You see the Tri-Soldier pushing into their street, fighting this 52 gallon. Is probably going to lose this fight. Oh, no, they ran out of ink. They might be able to survive this, and they do. Multiple members on the side of Shiverme Inklings go down. Dark Rain pushing past that first checkpoint, working to that second checkpoint, not able to control that key area just quite yet, though they are bombing it and Booyah bombing it, which will help support hold it for at least a little bit of time. And yes, now they finally hop off the tower and they control that key point that we mentioned, and you can just see how dominant they are right now. The 52 just trying to do anything they can to survive, and they won't be able to beat this Splattershot Junior because of the armor.
Full harmony going for Dark Rain over here. They pushed it down to 16. Oh, okay. I actually quite forgot that the third checkpoint was a bit at the back and not at the front. Wow, I confused it with the goal here. But yeah, 60 points here for Dark Rain, and they held all the positions pretty well. They completely have dominated the defense of Shiverme Inklings. However, Shiverme Inklings now trying to fight back the RNG of the Kegel had a bit of a delay here, but gets the kill in time. There goes the Booyah bomb into the plat of Dark Rain. However, with no pick. Big Wolf here with the C-Jet kinda last whites the tower and catches the platform here from the Junior. That is also the loss of the special as well. It was charged, and now Wolf has to retrieve it again in order to maybe stop the push. However, I think Dark Rain is gonna play it more safe this time, because 16 points is really half the game over here with two full checkpoints and a half.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite tough here for Shiverme Inklings to push forward, especially if they keep going down. Another 1-to-1 trade, though. They have a slight advantage numerically. For the side of Shiverme Inklings, they're going to have an opportunity here to push forward, and they do have two specials, too. They have the Booyah Bomb ready from the K-Gal, and they have from the K-Shot, they have some missiles. So missiles good for revealing positions and clearing out locations. And you can kind of see Shiverme Inklings has to clear out of that top left area for at least a little bit of time. And I believe one member might have went down to those missiles. The big thing is, though, they didn't clear out the bunker, and this allows Shiverme Inklings, for Dark Rain to hold on to that first checkpoint and push back Shiverme Inklings again, and multiple members go down.
The Tri-Soldier kind of overlooked that suction bomb that was lurking at the left side, and therefore goes down with a rather surprising fashion. Yeah, like I said before, Dark Rain is trying to play it a bit more defensively, but not passively, so that they won't get jeopardized by their own passiveness of the defense. 1 minute left, and yeah, Dark Rain wins many engages here as well, and managed to keep the pressure on as well. The Kegel kind of struggling with the RNG right here, gets down as well against the Junior. The Junior goes full send over here, full aggression mode here, as it already is at the plat, at the pit here. However, jumps back into the death at the hands of Shiverme Inklings, who defends the push and goes into the potential ultimate push here. because 18 seconds left and they have to write it down to 15 points. And oh, it looks good though, a 2v4 situation. ZN now goes full send. Kyle with the Kegel throwing the Booyah bomb into the top left side. Checkpoint 1 has been done, helping a bit on the tower as well. And it looks like this is going to be the Twice who wins the most important engage here. And Dark Rain wins over Shiverme Inklings with 3-0.
Well, great job here by Dark Rain. They really set the tone in this third game right off the bat with that push all the way down to 16 remaining. You know, a solid 84-point push. And on this map, you know, we talked about controlling the key positions, and they really managed to control the key positions other than that third checkpoint, and that's why they didn't, of course, get the third checkpoint there, even though they got a little ways into it. And it was just a huge tone setter. And it really just denied Shiverme Inklings from getting any momentum in that game. You know, and they started to get a little bit towards the end, but not even close to be enough to get the victory in this one. Great job by Dark Rain.
Dark Rain really had the momentum and just the symphony going on, because the first push was a deadly one in favor for Dark Rain against the Shiverme Inklings, because a push down to 16 and you can already play it down a bit on defense because you have 2 checkpoints and a half one as well. And of course you have to find a good balance between defensive and passive. If you play defensive, that's good, but you might not want to fall back too much, because then you transit to passiveness. And if you get passive, you might be punished by the opponent's team, and then a 16 lead can turn into a 15 trail. So that was well managed from Dark Rain as well, and they have won the set pretty much deserved. So GG's to them, but also GG's to Shiverme Inklings as well. That was a great show that they pulled off as well. I just want to say one thing: splat zones.
Flipping the zone specifically, but yeah, you know, we're gonna flip over to our next round here in just a little bit. But before that, we're gonna take just a short break while the round finishes up and we get the teams in for our round 3. So we'll be right back, everyone. Stay tuned for more Low Ink April 21. And we'll see you soon. Does sniff out that flank from Volkner. Volkner is going to try to get that baller push, and it looks like they're going to successfully get in there. So we're going to have another set of points here coming in for Insanity. That is 3! And there's enough clams there for the KO if they had enough time, but in the end, it doesn't matter because that clam basket is opened by Insanity.
So they're definitely going to try to be...
Oh, and an immediate double out of his K-Pro, which is
A triple just immediately coming in and
You gotta get the
is that a quad? Wow.
It's that was like he just speed ran for that quad. And he
Five.
gets the penta with Booyah.
Wow.
Just get up to 30 points here in one push, and hell, they might even go farther. Already down to 26. Now this is just a really good opening push. They are doing everything right now. There is 2 down, but it's still, even with 2 down, they take 3 more down. That's a full wipe. They have the clamps to end it. That game was faster than we could even commentate.
Welcome back to Swiss Round 3 of Low Ink, April 2021. I am Krakenmare again, returning with Sayo, and we're going into our next round, which is going to be Vaporwave versus Mission Instinct.
Oh boy, here we go again. A German commentator, commentating a German team. Mission Instinct, I knew them for quite a long time, since the first season of the DSB, and I'm pretty much excited how they are going to perform in Low Ink, especially against Vaporwave. So this is going to be a huge set because we are almost halfway through the Swiss stage, so things are gonna get evened out. And yeah, although it's a German team, I'm still a bit neutral. I'm still excited for both teams. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited for this match. We're gonna be going into Clam Blitz Wahoo World for our first map, and this is a good one. It's definitely a fun one to have, and I think it's more of a unique map with a little bit of movement on the bottom, along with the fact that the middle area is kind of rounded. You know, let's be honest, we're kind of like Minecraft out here in Splatoon. We're very square when it comes to certain things like the zones and whatnot, and of course this one's a little bit unique, but we're not playing on zones. Digress a little bit, but Clam Blitz Wahoo World. What do you think about this one, Sayo?
Wahoo World in general is a huge map, and in Clam Blitz the game expands on the entire map. Especially in Clam Blitz and Splat Zones, and in all other modes, you have a certain area that is more into the spotlight. But in Clam Blitz, the entire map is at the spotlight because you can get flanked, you can collect clams, you can do absolutely everything. But you also have to watch out that you have the control over the entire map. Not always, but you should have a good understanding of what is happening at the entire map, so you can so you can have a good chance at winning this game.
Yeah, you talk about paying attention to this map. The way the different parts move. The bottom carousel moving. You have the area here on top that opens and closes. So this map has a lot of things to observe. Not just the players, of course, where they are. Of course, the map itself. And you got to be able to pay attention to everything as much as you can. And if you can combine all those forces, you can really score very, very well. You can also do things like flank around the left side if you're on offense. And a lot of teams don't do that. And if you time it up right, you can score huge coming around that flank.
Yes, and especially in Wahoo World, you sometimes have to wait for the bridge to close in. For those people who haven't noticed, at the left side, if you are on the plat and watch the middle, at the left side, there is a little timer you can see, so you can time it really well, but in case you don't want to look at the timer, always at the 30 seconds marks, which is going to change the status of being driven out or driving in. So yeah. However,
you have right now. Yeah, because also the minute mark. You said the 30-second mark, but also the minute mark too, which of course for anyone that isn't familiar with it, just kind of want to cut in right then and there, just because you kind of see it happening as it's going there, because we had a great view of it. So I can't get cut off there. Sorry.
Every 30 seconds, a new gate opens for a push, and maybe a new gate close. But let's see. However, both teams still haven't scored yet. It's again a bit of a touch and go here, and Faithly with the squeezer getting teamed a lot here. Maybe Vaporwave is going to push it in now. However, they have two super clans. One is at the end of the Ying jet, so it cannot be ejected. Right now, Wop trying to be a bit aggressive now. The gate has been opened. They can actually push now, and they do. The barrier is open. Wop trying to score some points as well. However, it's a full team wipe, and it's just 74 points here for Vaporwave. So it was a great defense here from Mission Instinct that keeps the score under 60, and therefore they can score the two super clams in they have right now and get the score on 60 and the lead.
Yeah, I easily get it underneath. On top of that, they have additional small clams, up to 32 clams. Look at that counter towards the right side at the top. Up 33 clams. Here they come. They're going to throw one of the power clams in. They're jumping with another one, and they have a bunch of little clams, as we mentioned. Great cheer job. Great job, though, walking behind themselves. They get the power clams in. They actually had another one come in. They still have another small clam ready. They throw two in, make that three, and they're going to go back and try to get more. I don't think they're going to make it back in time with any more, but what a huge push here. About a minute remaining. Vaporwave going to have to respond with a push basically as big as Mission Instinct just did right now.
There was a huge transition here from the defense act to a really good offensive act here from Mission Instinct. However, the Vaporwave Cody gets splat on, I believe, on the K-Pro. And yeah, the ballpoint doing a good job at holding position. However, has to lose against the 52 Gale. Now comes the Booyah bomb in the splat bomb, kind of delaying the ejection a bit there. Now they have a super clam in on the hand. The gate or the connection between the plat and the mid has been opened again. Bubbles coming in, however, Faithly has to retreat here, and in general, Mission Instinct pushed back by a lot here. However, 5 seconds left here on the clock now. The clam got deleted, however, they still have the super clam, but they got pushed back by a lot here. Faithly scores the clam in, and that denies the overtime, and Mission Instinct leads 1-0 over Vaporwave.
Yeah, great job here by Vaporwave. Mission Instinct able to take down Vaporwave in this first one. Knowing that if you score the clam, it ends it. There wasn't really much of an opportunity for Vaporwave to try to score at that end anyways. They were pretty beat at that point. all of them coming out of spawn. And Mission Instinct able to get that one at a nice push in there, and that's kind of what you want to see out of pushes. You have the kind of the classic mentality of a bunch of small pushes versus a huge push, which the huge push has a lot more potential, and it is going to be a little more inconsistent, but the ceiling is much higher than just going in with one power claim and a few extra, here and there. Not that can't win it. You can definitely win on a bunch of small pushes. I have seen it many times where they push, easily 6 times in a game plus, and able to get the victory over somebody that has like 1 or 2 big pushes. But we're not worrying about Clan Blitz anymore. We're going to be going to Splat Zones on the Reef for our second game. What do you think the key points on this map is?
First thing you have to know is that the zone, unlike the earlier version of the Weave, is now splitted onto 2 zones, which is still at the same position like the old zone, but this time they got split in half, and there are 2 zones under the bridge as well. Holding the top mid is probably going to be key, and I think we can believe that we are going to see some splashdowns as well, because that's an insta-cap for any of the zones, because they're so tiny. However, I believe that we will not see many flips, because it's gonna be 2 zones still. But locking down the opponents can be a bit hard as well, because you have so much space for a front line to flank in and maybe stall the engine. Not stall the engine. Playing Formula 1 for too long is maybe not a good thing. But stalling the zone is probably going to be one of the key things, because you might want to see that on Piranha Pit as well, that the zone, or even in Black Belly Skatepark, that the zone just gets stalled the entire time. So yeah, this is probably gonna be a thing in the Weave as well. Maybe not so much, but still 2 zones, and you have to cap both of these.
Yeah, I mean, to an extent though, you kind of stall the engine, so to say, with the it's stalling the scoring car, so to say, by stalling out the zone. So kind of in a way it kind of works, so it's not the craziest thing in the world, but here we go. Mission Instinct able to take a 30-point lead so far, though they do lose the zones for a temporarily amount of time, but they are able to get 3. Potentially the wipe here can get this victory with the support of their team. Yes, they are able to get the victory in that fight, and now they're going to be going into their own penalty, and the penalty at this point is already almost over, because it was such a short amount of time. They only held the zone for 30 points, so not the biggest one in the world, but there's going to be a response here by Vaporwave, able to at least neutralize temporarily here at the 330.
There was a suction bomb rush coming out from Vaporwave as well, but I believe, given from the ejection rate, I believe that was not full charged to go into the zone as well. Just went in front of the zone, but not having the zone entirely. However, Mission Instinct doing a good job here at holding the zone's faith here. That bombs the splash wall here a bit there. Good snipe here from Mao with the fire fin. Now comes another suction bomb push here from Vaporwave that caps the zone, and cooldown points are down as well, because it was not a big cap here earlier time. The Junior goes down for Mission Instinct, and that gives a huge opportunity now for Vaporwave to score some more. However, Mission Instinct managing to stall the zone here right now, and the Explo that has to reload the ink for a bit there, doing a good job here. And Explo on zones, especially on the Weave, is a huge pick here, because you can hold them off for so long. However, Mao with a good charge here to the Explo. Another good snipe here. There goes the Booyah bomb, but not on the zone. That was a bit of risky. However, it still caps the zone. this is a huge game here for both teams, and I can't believe that they will get the lead eventually. However, they have to be a bit more aggressive, and they are. It's a 2v4 situation now.
Yeah, 2v4 situation, and they have an opportunity here to continue to push up. Though it looks like one member going down the Splash, of course, a huge painter. You don't want to lose anybody for that matter, but somebody like the Splash is huge in this instance. I believe they were also very close to their bomb rush, which can help you hold the zone if you're Vaporwave here. And they're going to lose the zone in the end of Mission Instinct. Mission Instinct going to hold their lead right now. And two members go down to this K-Pro admin here, showing that they have admin powers, able to take down two people. And they're going to continue to push up. And right now they're sitting at 12 KA. Something I want to point out here for anybody that is newer to watching Splatoon. If you ever look above the squids in spectator mode, which of course, because we are streaming it, you can see it. The number on the left above their weapon is how many KA they have, which is kills plus assists. And then the number to the right is not deaths. What that is how many specials they have used. So, you know, something like an NZAP, which we see have 7, compared to something like a K-Pro, which has 2, because it doesn't really use too much of its specials, more kill focus. So something I wanted to point out here with 30 seconds remaining, Vaporwave is scoring a huge amount of points though, and Mission Instinct is not really close to these zones right now.
But they had deployed the Booyah bomb here that got the zone. But still the lead though for Vaporwave with the 1 point here. Faintly now with the bubbles trying to score it in. And Vaporwave still has the suction bomb rush active here. However, the charger has to back down a bit because it's getting a bit more aggressive. Suction bomb rush now deployed, and the zones have been capped. And that is the 1-1 situation here on round 3 of Swiss stage. Vaporwave ties up with Mission Instinct, and we go into a decisive third match here. Who is going to win this set? Huge! Although, as we can see at the scoreboard, kills for Mission Instinct was in favor, but in general in Splatoon, it doesn't matter how much kills you have, it does matter how much you play with the objective. And Vaporwave completely specialized this opportunity, had 2 suction bomb rushes with the, I believe with the N Splasho and with the Fire Fin. So they could have kept the zone for a long period of time and really often as well. So that was really good on Vaporwave, that kept the zone for a long time. And Mission Instinct was a tad slower than the lead that was switching down with 1 point left. So yeah, that was still good from Vaporwave though. But now we have Rainmaker on Manta Maria. Oh my god, I love the snap mode.
Yeah, I mean, that's huge. Huge to see it back to Manta Maria. It's a fun one. And it's just like the tower control, but I basically put it, it's on steroids. You gotta go a lot faster. The key points are basically the same as in tower control. The big thing is, though, you can actually go in different directions with the Rainmaker, so you can go over the different shortcuts, you know, on the right side. You can flank around that left side that we discussed previously when we went over tower control on Manta Maria. And so you can come from different angles with the Rainmaker, but the main key way to push with the Rainmaker is just the same way the tower goes, which is, you know, down the street and then straight for the goal, because the goal is in the same spot as tower control. So the key positions on this map are the same as in tower control, and that's actually pretty similar to a lot of maps. If you are game planning for tower control or Rainmaker, you can kind of have a very similar game plan for both. The exception, of course, is the speed factor of Rainmaker compared to tower control.
Yep, now you got a moving tower that you can control yourself with the Rainmaker. However, yeah, as you have said, you can go to the left side. However, pushing from the left side may not be as beneficial as the other two, because if you push over left, you have A not many, not much of a terrain you can use for, and B, it does take too long. Oh my goodness, they all actually pushed it down to 50 already. Got stopped by Lonex, I believe, on the street. However, in Manta Maria, there's a funny shortcut. That is, if you drop down to the basket, you can go out of bounds on the right side and get a more huge push, which is what I use most of the time, because it is so satisfying to use that shortcut.
It's satisfying, but it's a little bit on the harder side to use, and it's such in a position where the opponent can't really defend against it unless they're prepared for it. So if you're kind of stalled there in that street area at this choke point that Peak is about to get at, going around there is actually not a bad idea, as you kind of mentioned. And but for Mission Instinct, they don't need to use that shortcut. They actually managed to get the lead. Again, not a huge lead though. 48 remaining is not necessarily the best push you really want to have in Rainmaker on Manta Maria. It's definitely super beatable. Sneak in for more points. And God! And Mission Instinct is our victor over Vaporwave in this round 3. Wow! Snuck in there and managed to get that victory.
Rainmaker moment, and that is why you always have to watch over the Rainmaker as well. In general, Rainmaker is so quick. If you are not concentrated for 15 seconds and just let the Rainmaker out of sight, there is always one that sneaks in and makes that cheesy push there into the KO, and that is exactly what just happened. Mission Instinct closing really fast here, and they got the set win over Vaporwave in a, like I said, in a cheesy fashion. But a 2-1 is still a 2-1.
I'm just saying, this is why Rainmaker is at least part of why Rainmaker is the best spectator mode in Splatoon. It's maybe not the best to play. Like I understand why some people don't like Rainmaker, because that sort of stuff when you're a player really sucks. I hate to say it. It's not fun, unless you are okay and know the shenanigans of Rainmaker. That's part of why I personally like it. But I can understand why some people really don't like Rainmaker as a player. But as a spectator, this is the best spectator mode, and I would contest anybody that fights me on that one. Because it's just, this amazing sort of stuff is what you want to see as a spectator. This is the fun stuff. This is what makes you, wow! I mean, there's not very many of those moments in other modes. I mean, we have something like the Splat Zones, which was amazing on Starfish main stage. You don't see some sort of stuff like that where it's shenanigans because of the mode. You usually have shenanigans because of the map or because of the weaponry or something like that. Rainmaker is that one mode you can really see a lot of shenanigans out of, and that's what makes me love it so much.
Maybe Mission Instinct has learned from their own league, because in the DSB there is a little bit of a rumor that you always have to watch out for Rainmaker Search and Shipyard, because there were 2 games where the sneaky push has happened twice, 1-1 the same situation, and I think they have learned from it, and they have done it pretty darn well. They pulled off the set win of Vaporwave and got a huge opportunity to maybe reach alpha brackets here in low ink, because all scores matter. But also Vaporwave with the win in Splat Zones, that is probably going to be huge for the tiebreaker in Swiss stage.
All right, though, we're going to move on here. I want to give a shout out to Squid Junction 6, which will be happening on Sunday, April 25th at 7 p.m. EST. Squid Junction is a double elimination tournament that offers a counter-picking format. They offer a quality stream and a mix of experience and amateur TOs. Their 6th installment will be this Sunday, April 25th at 7 p.m. EDT. They hope to see you there.
And with that counterpick system, which is also quite interesting, you have to learn all the maps. Or the maps that are given in the map pool, so you can know, okay, if we lose to there and there, we go there and there. So counterpick system can be joyful. It will be joyful. So be sure to check that out.
All right, CEO, this is the end of our block here. We're going to be moving on to a new set of commentators. CEO, where can people find you?
People can find me on Twitter, of course, at Inkling on Fire, but also on Twitch, although I only stream in German. So, but I always welcome English people as well. So if you pass by and just want to chat, that is absolutely fine, and you're always welcome at my stream. And Kraken, what about you?
You can find me at Crackit_Mayor on Twitter, or you can find me chatting, on Twitch here at Raging Always with 2 eyes. So so that's my old name from years ago, and I haven't switched on Twitch yet. So yeah, we're gonna be switching out to our new commentators, and I believe we have another low ink head TO on the mic with JPEG here. I'm not sure who they're with. I'd have to go look, but either way, you'll figure out here in just a few moments. We'll see you here with more action on Day 1, Low Ink, April 2021 in just a moment. Stay tuned, everyone.
Stay tuned.
Hello, friends, and welcome back to Low Ink. Continuing on with Swiss Round 4 out of 6 Swiss rounds for day 1. My name is JPEG, joined by Flabber. How you doing, Flabber?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. Ready for some Low Ink action. Glad everyone's here. Getting ready for our next match, which is... Give me 1 second. Clownfish versus the deck Hecklers. Alright, so Clownfish played last month, tied for 13th place in beta, while the deck Hecklers is a team from Little Squid League, and that's kind of what we have down for them. So, definitely not newer teams, kind of in the lower level realm of Splatoon, but we have seen these teams before around. I will admit, I don't quite remember off the top of my head what either of these teams play, unless Flabber happens to.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. We'll have to see.
Yeah, we're gonna have to go in blind, but that's always what makes these tournaments interesting, seeing what these teams bring to the table, especially in Low Ink. Low Ink's kind of like iconic for always. People always bring out weird comps. Starting us off on Tower Control Schellendorf. Tell me about this map, Flabber. How do you win?
Well, it really depends on what your comp is. Like, if you have a backline, it's a lot easier, to watch glass and stuff, especially when the tower's going. So we'll just have to see what their comps are. Alright, Hydra. Alright, so it looks like both teams have a backline, in which it'd be a lot easier if one of them had a backline for like the other team, but at least no one's at a disadvantage with the backlines here.
Something to note, I was looking at the heavy, they have special charge up, so you're gonna see a lot of rays coming out. that doesn't mean
Yeah.
the Hydra won't be a threat. That range, especially on the top class, is devastating. So
For sure.
the deck Hecklers, I'm gonna have to win all that in the green. I'm probably gonna have to work around that, especially right now. You can see that. You saw that Hydra range. They're taking full
Yeah.
advantage. Clownfish almost edging near that second checkpoint already within the first minute of the game. This is a very strong start for Clownfish. The deck Hecklers look like getting 2 down, going to inevitably get them mid-control back. Oh, this is only kind of sneaking around there. Finally going to take care of them, or at least get them out of that spot.
Yeah, and I would just rather see them come back in here, popping some specials. Let's see if they can get anything out of this.
Yeah, the Heavy's kind of put into standstill. Both this Heavy and the Hydra are fighting, but the Heavy is able to get back up and pop that array. Hopefully, get Clownfish on their toes. Clownfish popped a jet, popping an armor. However, nothing really totally stopping Deck Hecklers quite yet.
They got a little bit there, but they just got, kind of stopped by the Glue Guys, which are pushing up right now. I'd like to see if they can get a push off of this right here now.
Yeah, that's prime time to push, especially since they have 2 of their specials ready. They have the armor and they have missiles ready from that Zap 89. Looks like they aren't totally syncing it up yet, but looks like they weren't totally committed to that push, which is why, as Deck Hecklers was, all 3 of them were right there, kind of ready to stop any potential push. And with this mid-control taken by Deck Hecklers, looks like they are going to possibly charge up the specials and get another push going, possibly clear that second checkpoint, which I think at this stage in the game is crucial to secure a lead.
Yeah, sure. This map, it's kind of snowbally. Like once you get past that first and second checkpoint, it's really hard to stop them, especially since a lot of it is at even ground with like where you're at. You don't really have a lot of high ground on the defense past like where they're at now. So it's kind of hard to get through. We'll see. Well, it looks like they were able to get the defensive push there, and keep them from knocking out.
Yeah, and that was kind of an unfortunate raid. They got past that second checkpoint and the raid just came out right after there. If they had it just a few seconds earlier, that could have possibly stopped that from happening. And as you said, very snowbally. Once they're past that second checkpoint, they're cruising along. Deck Hecklers is going to have to work a little bit harder, maybe change up their playstyle, get a little more creative, find a way around Clownfish's huge lead right now.
Definitely. I'd like to see what exactly they can do. They're kind of getting like pushed back a ton right now, so there's still time left in the game. Anything can really happen, but for right now, I think they're gonna have to change something pretty quickly. Have something work with the push.
Yeah, now's an opportune time, especially with that Hydra in the and now the K group is out of the equation. What Deck Hecklers wants to do is just paint as much as possible and just walk out. This Ray's going to play a crucial role in that. Ray's really good at scattering the enemy. Even if the Ray doesn't get any picks, the enemy's just gonna kind of start to tank a little bit. However,
Good flank.
they did a great job keeping the composure together, and now all they have to do for the last 30 seconds of the match is just keep mid-painted, and Deck Hecklers won't be able to touch them.
Yeah, okay, here comes the armor. The inkjet. Ooh, they got pushed back a ton with that. They just gotta get through this and try not to die. Which is kind of hard, but it's the last 10 seconds. You just gotta do what you gotta do to win.
That worked with what you got, and what they got was not enough. So
Yeah.
Clownfish going to take that first game in this play all three Swiss set. But I saw some potential from Deck Hecklers. That was a pretty close last push they had. So
I think if they kind of get a feel for what Clownfish is doing, I think Deck Hecklers could possibly take the game in the set.
Yeah, that was pretty close. Like if that flank wasn't as successful as it was, that really could have changed. They could have gotten the lead off of that. Pretty close game. We'll have to see what Clams does.
Yeah, Inkflot Art Academy Glam Blitz. This is relatively a very small claimed map, so mid control is super crucial. As soon as you lose mid control, they're basically at your basket.
Yeah, it's really easy to get locked out on this map, especially with the comps that they were running before. I don't know how much they're going to change them, but let's hope. Let's hope it's another really close game. Let's see if Deck Hecklers can pull through and make this a lot closer.
Yeah, I'd love to see it, especially even if you were to get too low, you want to get as many points as possible for that final Swiss ranking to move on to day 2. So every win counts.
Yep.
I see no backliner from the Clownfish and Deck Hecklers. Sticking with that Hydra, it worked with them. Or did they run Hydra last game? No, they ran heavy, didn't they?
Yeah, they.
So it looks like they're taking
changed
some
it.
inspiration from Clownfish. What I will say is that Clownfish has a very aggressive comp, and like we said before, having mid painted is kind of crucial on this map. But Deck Hecklers kind of has the advantage on the defense, especially that Hydra. So it'll be interesting to see what this matchup looks like.
Yeah, if that Hydra stays back, it's going to get pretty hard to push in, because they have the longest range in this match right here. So all they have to do is just stay up.
And Deck Hecklers going 2 down, allowing Clownfish to just throw right into the basket. Like we said, it's super easy to get the basket on this map. It's a very snowballing map. I know we said that at the last map. This map especially, it is
Especially,
incredibly easy to score. Deck Hecklers did a great job swiftly taking them out. All of them got wiped. And now what I'd like to see them do is get mid pain. It looks like the Hydra's kind of taking care of that, but getting mid control is crucial on this map mode.
Yeah, and on pretty much any other map, pushed all the way to 39, that's like massive, and it is pretty good. It's good here, but since it's so easy to get to their side, especially if you have 1 or 2 down. I think that lead could be pushed or beaten soon.
Again, Deck Hecklers has a Clam, 2 specials ready. Maybe it's time to get pushing. They're not as aggressive as they should be. I wouldn't mind seeing them kind of push up a little bit more. Maybe even the Hydra. I think if the Hydra is in mid, got up into the ledge on the side of Clownfish, that might provide tons of pressure. Looks like they're going in. I think they have 2 clams. Okay, they have 1 power clam and a couple extra, but looks like they have a couple staying in.
They got a few in there, but they're really getting pushed back though. Yeah, it's really hard to get up those stairs. I think they were trying to get in for a while. Maybe they should have went to the other side a little bit sooner because it wasn't working out, but they did get some points out of that, which, that could have really helped their next push.
Clownfish here, they immediately built a clam. Immediately, all of them just went into Deck Hecklers' spawn. But I'll give Deck Hecklers credit. They kind of handled it pretty well, even though Clownfish is technically scoring right now. I think Deck Hecklers did a great job stopping what could have been the KO push.
For sure, they got multiple down there. I mean, even though the 52 did score there, I mean, like, there was only really that person there. And they get a free ball out of that too, so let's hope they can do something out of that.
Yeah, hopefully they learn from that last push. Looks like that K-Pro is almost ready to build another power claim, so hopefully they play a little more aggressive, get the hits they need to make a substantial push. Those missiles coming out to help them out. K-Shot kind of trading. Seen a Booyah and I forget what Hydra had, but they lost. It doesn't matter anymore.
Ooh, yeah. Is he gonna save that ball, or he has 9? Ooh, I guess he goes down 2. It was probably a lose-lose either way, because you either lose a ball or lose 9. And then he died too, so good play by Clownfish there.
Yeah, I love what I've seen with Clownfish. Right as soon as deck hecklers all go down, they're so coordinated and they're so good at just getting into the spawn and making that push. Especially around this skill level, Clownfish can be pretty difficult in terms of coordination, so Clownfish definitely has the advantage of it.
For sure. And you know, it is play all 3, so even though they are 2 up now, you know, deck hecklers, if they win this next one, that still counts for something.
Yes.
So I like to see, I'd like to see, you know, I'd like to see a 3-0, but also, you know, a 2-1. That's good for both teams. So we'll see what happens here. It is zones, so it could go either way.
I was watching Testing Grounds last night, which was an all zones testing grounds. Something about this map, Snapper Zones, I always say like it kind of makes you change up your playstyle. You can't treat this like another zones map. It's so easy to flank on this map.
Definitely. And especially if I forget which team had it. I think Clownfish, with the 52. That's really good on this zones map, especially on zone, because that wall it just gives you so much more space to, you know, paint zone and push up street with that wall. So I'd like to see them keep running it on this one.
Yeah, pair that with the amazing painting with the 52. It's a very strong pick on this map. And
It looks like they kept it.
Yes. I do like the Explosher pick. One thing I'll say is Explosher is pretty difficult to pick up, so I love seeing low-ranked teams try it out.
For sure. Looks like deck hecklers has a lot of paint on their comp. It is a big map, very wide map, so I think that'll be good for them. Especially for the junior, a lot of space to get a lot of armors.
I'm liking what I'm seeing from deck hecklers right here. It didn't work out in their favor, but those immediate flanks are key to winning on this map. You can see him getting those left and right sides of the map. Oh, that's Clownfish. No, deck hecklers was trying, but Clownfish is now painting. Looks like they're gonna start expecting that see a flank here.
Nice flank by the 52, yeah. That really, getting that backline out, that made it a lot easier for them to be able to push in, because you know all their range is pretty much gone there.
Yeah, deck hecklers just get to control of these like side areas on this map. I think that's kind of key. You can see Clownfish kind of trying to get into this, and what I say about this map is it's not just the zone. It's kind of like the whole map is key, because once you have control of this area of the map we're seeing here, it's so easy to push in, so you want to keep control of everything.
Yes, definitely, especially for getting back in. There's so much space there to paint for specials, because you know you have to have specials, especially on zone. On zones, you really have to have specials to push in. So it's really just who controls those sides will probably be able to push in or defend the best.
I think Clownfish here taking up their penalty. Now they're gaining points. This could be it if deck hecklers doesn't push in. It looks like they are. They're doing a great job sticking together. However, Clownfish kind of wiped them all out. I mean, that was just pure mechanical skill right there. See Fresh here kind of going off to the side of the map to stay alive, pop that armor, and possibly get a last-minute zone cap. Are we going to see it?
Ooh, it's close.
Not quite,
so close.
but I loved the intent. That was great play by the junior, even if it didn't lead them to the win.
If there was like 3 or 4 more seconds, I think they could have gotten that and, you know, kept the game going. Very close game there. Close set too. Oh, maybe not that Clams game, but the tower and the zones one, they were pretty neck and neck. I'd like to see, you know, if this was more than play all 3, if they would be able to take another game.
Yeah, you could tell they were Deck Hecklers was starting to get a feel for Clownfish. So I feel like if this was maybe a playoff 5 or a best of 5 set, maybe they could have earned a win in the end.
Definitely.
So that was Swiss round 4. And I did want to mention, Clownfish is a beta bracket team. They got beta bracket last time, so Deck Hecklers actually put up quite a fight there. I'm looking forward to seeing them in the future. As for Clownfish, maybe we'll see them on day 2, especially with this 3-0 win. It's looking pretty good for them. Alright, so that's going to be Swiss round 4. As we wait for round 5 to get started, we're going to take a short break and we'll be right back.
Look at the missiles! Look at how they're just trapped! Does it look like Splatoon 1 when you throw a killer whale at the enemy spawn and just don't let them out? The final checkpoint is falling, and Red Sun is looking like they're going to be able to come back into this set and turn things around! And the last one jumps back, and Splatarians flaming on the Tentabrella, such a departure from the Carbon that we saw last game. But it's working out really well as 2 go down, this hammer is coming out, and that's a full wipe! Splatarians might just end this set! Oh wait, there's a little slimmer of hope!
They did work for the penalty, but an immediate
knockout.
wow.
The basket. Could it be a safe jump?
And a jump.
That could be knockout. Oh, they're not able to get it.
The missed clam.
No one has
The Zap is going to try and grab it, but I don't think...
Oh,
but the try coming around on Sneaky and able to dunk that clam for the knockout.
Those jumps, they're definitely going to try to be...
Oh, and an immediate double out of this capo, which is a triple, just immediately coming in. And is that a quad? Wow.
That was like... He just speed ran for that quad. And he gets the penta with Booyah.
Wow.
It was just great.
Good job with those with the shield as well. Cylon's going early, getting the Booyah bomb, probably get popped as well. There goes another Booyah bomb. There goes another Booyah bomb.
And over and over and over again. But it looks like a wipe has finally happened, and there's definitely an opening to get lead. But if you don't have any follow-up on the next initial push, it could still mean a lot. Caught on the wall!
Oh!
Blue here paying respects to the fallen squid.
That is the Booyah. Called by Web to the Blitz. Now they're trying to get the tower pushed. Good pick there. And that is the Clash Blast position pretty well, but gets picked. Sakura now with the Ancient Double! Maybe
And can the Mini put this game away in overtime? They don't have any clans, but for some reason they refuse to die. They finally go down there, but there's not going to be a lot of overtime seconds left on the clock here. They're going to have to go right now, and it looks like they are going to do just that. There might be a flank coming from Sook to stop this. They don't. So the basket does get popped, and a few players are down. Each kill here that Squid Rose makes is huge, and here comes already past 50, already down to 40, but not a lot of players left alive. But 3 players go down, and that is going to keep this basket going a little bit longer. They do have a power claim. If they find a way to get that power claim, they're going to win this game. The basket takes over the ass. Are you kidding?
Welcome back to Low Ink. Almost done with day 1, but not quite yet. We're getting into Swiss round 5 out of 6 Swiss rounds. Again, my name is JPEG, joined by Flabber. Let's get into it. Yay. Alright, who are we watching? We are watching Bamboo Dragons versus Turtle Mode. And some pretty newer teams. I do know Bamboo Dragons has played in Little Squid League. Turtle Mode, let me check real quick. I think they are newer to this game. I'm not sure, but we'll go ahead and see. Giving these newer teams spotlight on Low Ink. Alright, let's check out our maps real quick too while we're at it. Starting us off on Rainmaker Surgeon. Oh, looks like they're all ready to go. Looks like they thought through their comp. So, quick summary. This map is pretty difficult to be coordinated on. There's a lot of different ways to go, especially on that left side. That's a particularly risky way to go. So.
Right. Looks like. Wait, you can go.
Yeah, okay. Some interesting picks that stand out. Notably, Grim Range Blaster, Blah Blobber, Aerospray. Not particularly bad picks, it's just stand out, not usually what you see.
Looks like they're already getting a push started. Go through that sponge. It's probably a good idea because it doesn't take as long. They're already getting a huge amount of points. And nope,
yeah, that'll do it. Wow.
That'll do it.
Notoriously hard map, and they handled it well. They did it.
Yeah, they just got a few people down, and go forward. It worked out.
But that will bring us into this next set of play all three. Hopefully, Turtle Mode kind of figures it out. Bamboo Dragons won't totally wipe them out this set, but I would like to mention Turtle Mode does have a couple subs, as far as I know. So maybe a swap of players will help them out a bit.
Alright, Tower Starfish. I like this map a lot. It's kind of difficult to start pushing because especially, that snipe area, it's very good for defending on. So whatever team start pushing first, the defending team, it'll probably be a good idea, set up, stand and start using specials and stuff on that snipe area. That'll probably be good for stopping that push. So we'll see if they do that. Either team does that.
Yeah, and Rainmaker was quite a way to start this set. Tower Control's a little slower, a little more collected.
Yeah, definitely won't be that fast.
It won't be as fast, for sure. And I think with the checkpoints on this map, there's a lot of opportunity to stop pushes. Unlike that last map where it's just kind of all over the place. I mean, that Rainmaker was going up the sponge and then they suddenly switch where they're going. You have to account for all that stuff. This is a little more linear. But both teams nearly ready to definitely tell. I think that Turtle Mode, they ready up immediately. They got their comps ready to go. So
yeah, probably a very similar comp too, or like the exact same comp as last one. We'll see.
Again, this is a play all three set, so even if Turtle Mode doesn't quite land this victory, they'll still have another shot at getting points that will add up in the final Swiss ranking.
And yep, looks like same exact comp, at least from one of the teams. So we'll see how this one plays out.
Yeah, I think Bamboo Dragons, I think they switched a bit. Yes. They are opting for that heavy remix, which definitely as I made personally. Still my bias, but the Booyah Bomb, the range helps on this map. This map is pretty good for backliners, and the Booyah Bombs generally do quite well. However, Turtle Mode getting white, and that's gonna lead Bamboo Dragons into this match.
Yep, there is still chance, to stop them. They just gotta, use some specials. Hopefully they can in time. We'll see what happens. They're kind of pushed back right now. Hopefully they can be able to, get through, get the tower a little bit. They are quickly running out of time.
Yeah, a lot of teams on Bamboo Dragon. Looks like they're both of them are on tower to help speed up those checkpoints, and that's going to make another point towards Bamboo Dragons. Turtle Mode's going to need to figure out Bamboo Dragons if they want to get that last win.
For sure. Yeah, they just kind of 2 or 3 of the members on I forget whichever team the pushing team. You know, they were just up in their spawn, really stopping them from being able to get to the tower, which is smart. It's just very hard to get out of that if you are trying to get the tower.
Yeah. Next up, the Lamblitz New Albacore. Speaking of slow maps, I mean, this map is just huge. And I think a big map plus Clamblitz would make equation for just kind of a slow, stalled out match. We saw Clamblitz on Inkblot, which is kind of the opposite, where the map is so small, where pushes happen in the blink of an eye. This map, it's a lot harder to get to that basket.
Yeah, especially with those grates, you can't just swim over, you know, sneakily go over. You have to expose yourself pretty much by walking across. I mean, you can go to the far left side, you know, to get around and swim, though that does take a little bit longer.
Yeah, backliners are key, especially if you have to expose yourself. Where those grates are, that's generally where the backliner spots are. So backliners will want to push there, and they can get some easy picks to defend. But
yeah, especially with a heavy, because you know you can just be on the grate charging, and you know immediately when someone pops out on you, you know, ZR.
With all that run speed, that's kind of the place you want to be.
Yeah.
Looks
right.
like.
Ooh, triple blob.
Triple blob. Okay. I love the creativity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I mean, that would be pretty good on like the mid areas, but when they're pushing, like on those grates, you know, blob kind of goes through the grates. So we'll have to see what they do in that situation.
That tent is going to be a problem for them, though. You can definitely tell Bamboo Dragons wants to play around the tent, and it's a great pick on this map. We actually historically see tent on this map made combo a lot in low. So there is really no surprise that it's on here.
Yeah, because that is the pretty much one weapon that can safely go over those grates, even if someone pops out on them. Because you know you're just behind the shield, and you know especially since there's 3 blobs and an air spray. It'll be hard to get through that shield. I guess only the air spray has a bomb to get it. We'll have to see how they deal with that, if they can.
Okay, looks like they're making that next push, and hopefully the map has a little more clams. It's always a little sparse at the beginning, so looks like they're going to be able to KO to finish off.
They just need one more.
One more, not quite.
Can they find it?
This map's huge.
Like,
it's kind of like a game of hide and seek.
Well, there's still a chance.
There is still a chance. That tent's gonna probably stick around and provide a jump. Another power clam already ready to go. Looks like the clams finally spawned back in. If they're gonna be able to throw it, it's not gonna be enough. They're gonna need.
Yeah, they're gonna. Yeah, a few more. It looks like they have them. Now, just the question: can they get there in time? The timer is running out. Ooh, and they narrowly slip them in, and that's the game.
Nicely done by Bamboo Dragons, getting that 3-0 on Swiss round 5. That's going to help them possibly make it to day 2. I don't know what their overall ranking is right now, but a 3-0 always helps out.
Definitely.
And again, both these teams are pretty new to comp, as far as I know. I could be totally wrong, so I'm sorry if I am, but we always want to give these newer teams a chance to prove themselves on the stream, and then day 2 we kind of show off more of these iconic glowing teams. So
yep, good effort from both teams.
Yeah, really good effort. I love that comp creativity at the end from Turtle Mode. With that being a rather quick set, round 6, which is our last Swiss round, is going to take a while we wait for the other teams to finish up. So before we take a break, we're actually going to take some time to make a couple of shout-outs. So first of all, we have Cloudburst, which is Endgame TV's next open entry tournament, which has a focused map pool of 19 maps, and it'll be a one-day event on May 2nd. So it offers a group stage, which will see how you fare against a variety of opponents, and then you'll move on to amateur brackets after the group play concludes. So this is a great tournament for all skill levels. If you are new to comp, if you're experienced with comp, you will be placed in a suitable bracket. You'll find lots of practice. You'll meet lots of new teams. This is a great event to get a lot of practice. Next up, we have Squid Junction 6, which is coming up. Squid Junction is a double elimination tournament that offers a counter-picking format. It offers a quality stream, a mix of experienced and amateur TOs, and their 6th installment is this Sunday, April 25th at 7 p.m. EST. If you need some double elimination action, I know double elimination is a lot of people's favorite format. This is definitely one to check out. And one more thing, Inkling Performance Lab still has staff applications open, so we're always looking for new additions to our production, commentary teams, tournament staff. If you are interested in these areas, please fill out our form. If you're interested for more than one, you can fill out multiple times. Check it out, iplabs.inc/help us. Links on the stream. All right, that's all from us for now. Be sure to stick around for round 6. I know there's a couple Ludi matches going on too, so maybe you want to stop by, check those out, see what's going on there, and then come back for round 6 to see how day 1 wraps up. Until then, we're going to take a short break. We'll see you then.
Chips,